Hi guys, Teacher Nick again, just coming to you. I'm trying to do these a set of short videos, trying to keep it like 5 minutes each. So we're going to hit the timer, see if we can complete this in 5 minutes. Today's focus is going to be on structural devices. Stay with me. Okay, so what are structural devices? Guys, these are vitally important to your GCSEs, but most important to your AS levels, okay? Basically, structural devices are how the words and the phrases are put together, how they are organized, okay? It's those words, those language features. We're going to do a video on language features, how they are deliberately placed in the text, okay? Deliberately placed in the text to have an effect on the reader. Some of these you guys are going to know from your narrative writing, okay? But some of these can also be used in your non-fiction writing as well, okay? First one we got is flashback, okay? Narrative device, where basically the writer will be telling a story. They'll go back and tell you about something else before they come back to where they are in the story. Foreshadowing, okay? Where a writer basically will give clues or hints about future things that are going to happen in the story. Okay, zooming in and zooming out. Now these are important. You're going to find these in a lot of the different text types that you're going to be faced with. Okay, so the zooming in technique, okay, is where the writer is going to zoom in and focus on a specific point within that story. Okay, so they might be talking about something that they see in front of them, and then they zoom in on something specific, like say something on the table or something through the window. Quite the opposite with basically the zooming out. It makes perfect sense. Okay, dialogue, it is a structural device, guys. Remember, you want that dialogue, must be in its own separate paragraph. Make sure you know all your punctuation. Okay, but that dialogue is there for a purpose. It's very, very specific. Okay, the purpose of dialogue is to basically reveal something about the character. Okay, how they feel about the people around them, what they are, the way that they react, what are their motivations. There's a reason we use that dialogue. Okay, it is purposeful when we do that. If a new character or a new setting is introduced, it's a structural device, you want to talk about it. Okay, a change in tone. So firstly, what is tone? Very short. Okay, tone is the attitude that the writer has to what they're writing about. Okay, the attitude of what they're writing about. I don't think I'm going to make the 5 minutes on this one. So let's see how we keep going. Okay. So that change in tone, okay, it's definitely something you're going to see, probably a change. Sometimes it can happen within a paragraph. Sometimes it can happen between two paragraphs, okay. It's basically where there's a shift in the attitude of the writer. So maybe they like something and now all of a sudden for some reason they don't like it, okay. I know that's very, very simplistic, but their attitude towards the way that they are viewing it is kind of that change in tone. Okay, everyone always jumps on the short sentences, guys. Such a fantastic structural device to use. It's simple, it's easy. Okay, be careful when they talk about long sentences. Okay, those are your complex sentences. And again, I should actually do another video on complex sentences, but the long sentences and the short sentences, they are important, okay? Short sentences, very nice to use, long sentences also, but again, do not overdo them. I see too many students writing these long paragraphs with long sentences that have no end, okay? Again, also get over this idea of paragraphs having to be a specific length. There is no specific size for a paragraph. Whoever said to you that it's a specific size, they were lying to you. Okay, paragraphs in that. A short paragraph could even just be a word. Stop, exclamation mark. That could be a short paragraph, okay? Or maybe 2 lines, okay? Again, with long paragraphs, think about basically how the reader is going to be affected by this. All of these is about how the reader is affected. Short paragraph, okay, direct emphasis. The longer paragraphs might be to slow the text down, slow the reader down. Okay, we got here shift in focus. Very, very different, okay, to the zooming in or zooming out. The shift in focus, I'm looking at something here, and now I'm asked to look at something else as the reader. Okay, so it could be a change in setting. It could be a change in character. Cyclical structures, I've been hearing this a lot from the examiners, okay? They like cyclical structures in the writing, GCSEs, AS levels, guys, because it just shows that you've got planning. You knew how you were going to start. You knew how you were going to end. Your story didn't just come to a drop off in the end, okay? Cyclical structures, the examiners, they're looking for it. Juxtaposition, okay, so basically when you're comparing 2 things side by side. Okay, now here is a strange one. This one is an extended metaphor. Okay, so it's different to a metaphor. Metaphor's a language device. Although I will say in that, just be warned, sometimes there is a bit of a blending. Okay, but extended metaphor, definitely a structural device, because it's kind of something, it's a metaphor that basically you have developed more than once throughout the paragraph or throughout the passage. Okay, very similar idea that is kind of going through the text. So pace, guys, pace is created by those sentence structures. Pace is created by that punctuation. Okay, use that punctuation effectively. Okay, you know, even the vocabulary in that can help create the tension. Okay, but the pace, vocabulary, sentence structures, keep those ones in mind. They're very, very effective. They're easy to spot for examiners as well. Listing, okay, so you guys know your listing from your persuasive language techniques and that. Having a list of ideas, definitely something you want to keep in mind when it comes to effects. Perspective and point of view, okay? And you can look at a piece of text, you can, as the writer, you can create different perspectives or points of view, okay? First, second, third person, but it's not just that. It's also the distance that first, second, or third person creates for your reader. How close are they to the effects? How far away are they from the effects? Tone. Okay. The overall tone. So tone is the atmosphere. Okay. Tone is the atmosphere. Okay. Tone and moods are the, you know, it's you got to understand that it's all the ideas that are brought together. Okay. So if I say kind of like dark and windy and moonless, okay, it creates this like dark, eerie type of atmosphere. Okay, so think about the overall tone that's created, and that can be in a paragraph, that can be in the entire text. Chronological order, keep it in mind. Okay, the chronology of how things are shared with the reader. Okay. So in the morning, in the afternoon, and at dinner time. Morning, afternoon, dinner time. Or, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, okay? Keep in mind the chronology of how the information is shared with reader. Remember, guys, this is all about the effect that it is having on the reader. Golly gosh, I'm almost at 10 minutes. Okay. Climax, obviously, you guys know your Freytag's pyramid, okay? So obviously the climax, the most dramatic moment of a story. Repetition, different to listing, okay, has its own points, okay, so it may be the same word or the same phrase used at different times, maybe one after the other throughout the text. Okay, again, just to emphasize a point. Links, okay, which basically kind of you can how you link your ideas. Okay, mood. Okay, so again, guys, remember mood and that atmosphere, mood and that tone, they come together. Pathetic fallacy, I don't think I got to talk about it. Every teacher talks about it. Okay, it's basically where the emotions are basically given, related to inanimate objects. Okay, almost there. Okay, alliteration. Okay, so guys, Jack jumps joyously. Okay, it's that j sound. Okay, anaphora. Okay, so where you basically have the same word or the same phrase at the beginning of multiple sentences. I have a dream. Teacher Nick his hair will grow back. I have a dream that basically, it'll go white. I have it like his beard. I have, so it's that I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream. Okay. And epistrophe is kind of like the opposite of that. It's basically where the sentences kind of like end always with that kind of same word or that same phrase. Symbolism, where the writer has created a symbol to have a big impact on the writer. And, okay, antithesis. Okay, so those contrasting words or phrases. Okay, guys, these are some of the techniques. Okay, go through a text, start trying to highlight some of these ideas. I'm going to post some links as well into the video. Hopefully they'll be helpful to you. If you've got any questions or any suggestions, please let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That was your structural devices. Peace out. You guys rock.